years have come and gone since that day. How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one that stood alone against the storm. For the one they called.
To run from my troubles. Until our friend returns, I will hold the line.
This town certainly has changed, and not at all for the better. I'm not going anywhere. I promise you, Infilia.
Even than the seventh umbral calamity, must be undone. If history must be unwritten, let it be unwritten.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV, and we have reached that point in the playthrough where this is the first ever playthrough to ever hit 100 parts. Lord, good Lord Almighty. Yeah, and it times this up perfectly with the beginning of Shadowbringers. Oh, I will make sure I include the opening movie for YouTube. Sorry for Twitch, but I will do it for YouTube though. Yeah, we are now in Shadowbringers, the current expansion. Well, as of now, and yeah, we're now starts some of the best story this game has ever seen. The Cypress Trench. Good news, Cecila. We've had a stroke of luck in our search for that beacon. Apparently, our colleagues have stumbled across a hidden path leading down to the hollows around the base of the Crystal Tower. A path I doubt we'd ever have found had the ironworks and the suns not added their numbers to the party. Thanks to them, we have eager eyes and plenty of that down there, checking under the rocks and peering into every nook and cranny. Still, it sounds like there's a lot of ground to cover. Then we better go give them a hand. My thoughts exactly. The sooner we find this beacon, the sooner you can travel to where it is this mysterious voice is coming from. And the sooner we can work out how to help our friends. We have to find a way to wake them up, and before the Empire comes calling again, meaning we have no time to lose. There's a boat in the North Silvertier waiting to ferry people to the site, so let's be on our way. Let's go. Alright, and since I've entered Shadowbringers, you might notice the leaf is gone. I'm no longer considered a new adventurer, which is good, but it also sucks because I've now lost access to the novice network, which is what I've used to get people into queues to help the long queue times. So that sucks, and it'll be a long while before I actually get access to mentor back for this character, because there's two ways to get mentor status: the Disciples of War and the Disciples of the Land and Hand. Disciples of War, you need 1,000 instance runs completed. That includes dungeons, trials, etc. I haven't even hit 300 yet on here. 1,500 comms. I've only had like 250. And you need to have a tank, DPS, and a healer at level 80. Which, yeah, I don't have a DPS or a tank unlocked. The other thing to do it is crafting and gathering, which is the easiest way to do it. But again, you need to have a crafter and a gatherer at level 80, and then do a bunch of collectibles. So yeah. Head to the service site, madam. It's on the eastern shore of the lake, and the swiftest way to get there is by boat. So it's gonna be a while before I actually get access to the novice network again. Of course, I won't be doing any of that until I've actually caught up with the game. So yeah. Rip the novice network. Maybe when Endwalker comes out, Cecil will have access to it again. Oops. And since I don't necessarily need the picture up anymore, at least not for a long while, I can just leave the picture off.
Look how many people there are.
Oh shit. So yeah, here's the thing. I went ahead and recorded the opening movie so I can throw it in with the editing. But since there's actual voice dialogue in the opening movie, as opposed to the previous opening movies, I switched it over to English so I can actually hear what they're saying because there's no subtitles, and I forgot to switch it back to Japanese. Oops. So we're stuck with English for the moment. I'll switch it back to Japanese once I'm done with this cutscene.
Should we get to it then? Pick up anything that seems the least bit device-like, and we'll make ourselves a pile.
Well, if it isn't the hero of the hour, maybe you'll change our look. We found bugger all without you.
Hey, at least you get a glimpse of what the English voices sound like. Enjoy while it lasts.
Biggs! Wedge!
Aye, aye. Well, we could hardly say no to a call for aid from the Scions. Jesse called it the chief of some other business, so we'll be working twice as hard to make up for his not being here.
Thrice as hard, even.
Thank you, both of you. I'm sure we'll find that beacon in no time.
Alright. Okay.
I'm not seeing anything out here. Do you reckon you could squeeze in there, Wedge?
And get stuck halfway? No, thank you.
I could try if you like.
Tataru, no! We couldn't ask you to do that.
Oh, I'll be fine. This receptionist is not afraid to get her hands dirty.
Alright, so what are we looking for?
Sorry, I meant to say, the scholars haven't finished their preliminary assessment of the site yet, so we're not supposed to venture too far in. What's that you got there?
Got some sort of cog.
Now that looks promising.
Isn't that the ironworks symbol? Counterfeiters?
Now I have you.
You are right.
What's happening?
Stay with me. Focus on my voice. Let expanse contract. Eon become instant.
Wait, this must be it. The device. Oh, this is supposed to happen.
Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
Oh, safe journey, warrior of light. Find our friends and bring them home.
What's going on with my audio? My audio's like crackling. Okay, I switched over the audio, so we're good. No, Hoshifon! My buddy! It's hard, Bird.
なんでだよ。そんな結末のために俺たちは歩んできたんじゃない。
Bright light! Don't go into the light! Oh. Minfilia? What's going on here?
あなたはまだ消えるべきではないわ。
Oh. Looks like super bright. What's going on here? There's a dark, shadowy haze walking down the road. Oh! Is that Ardbert? It is Ardbert. It's like super bright. Oh, good lord.
「果てのない夢から目を覚ます」ひどくおぼろげな予感が、しかし確かに自分を呼んだ気がした。
It's a chocobo over there. Oh, it's an old man.
「同業者ではなさそうだ。こんな真夜中にどうしたね。」
What do you mean this time of night?
これはまた随分懐かしい冗談だ。俺のじいさんも仲間と遅くまで飲むときに言ってたっけ。お客さん、酔っ払うのはほどほどに。暗い夜なんて来るわけもないじゃないですか。世界から闇という闇が失われてもう100年も経ってますさ。
No. It's a long time without the night. Without the night sky. Yeesh.
どうした？まるで本当にわからないって顔じゃないか。さてはあいつらに襲われでもしたか。混乱しちまってかわいそうに。
I'm good. Thanks, sir.
俺は次の商いがあるからこのままよそに行っちまうが、お前さんは近くの町で保護してもらうといい。この森を東に抜けると巨大な水晶の塔が見える。そのたもとがここらで一番大きな都市。 光に反逆せし者が集うクリスタリウムだ。
Well, we got our destination.
「その塔はどこまでも高くそびえていた。まるで光に覆われた空を裂くかのように。そこから戦いが再び始まる。光を闇に、正義を悪に覆していく戦いが。
Shadowbringers. Alright. Just look at this place. Alright. Got a pretty decent area. I don't have access to my mounts yet.
"お待ちなさい。あなた、見ない顔ですね。それにそのいでたちも。ご覧の通り、この先は私たちのクリスタリウムです。その警備を担う者として不審者を通すわけにはいきません。それで、あなたはどこから来たのです？
Alright. The Gridania, the source, and question mark. This clearly isn't Eorzea, so something tells me Gridania doesn't exist. Let's go with the source.
現象なんです。からかっているつもりですか？クリスタリウムでは身分や出身は重要視されません。しかしペテン師の類はあいにく受け入れていませんので。
Whoa.
「人を食らったばかりでしたか。どんな食い方をしたやら忌々しい。
Uh-oh. It's the ring the guy had. Oh no!
Raina, 大丈夫か?
Oh, look who it is.
ええ、水晶港。はぐれの積み食い。しかも低級な輩です。問題はありません。
よかった。しかし念のため周辺の警戒を頼む。それからこの者は私の客人だ。このまま町に連れて行きたいのだが、いいだろうか？
はあ、なるほど。 また河の謎めいたご友人でしたか。了解しました。今後は自由に出入りできるよう団員たちにも伝えておきます。先ほどの無礼お許しを。クリスタリウムへの滞在が良いものとなりますよ。
Alright, buddy. You got some
ともかくここを離れよう。いろいろと質問はあるだろうが、
Good.
人前では答えにくくてね。
You got some explaining to do. You plucked out my friend's souls. You nearly plucked mine out in the middle of a battle. And they got me killed over it.
さて、何よりもまず召喚に応じてくれたことに心から感謝しよう。本来なら私の部屋に呼び出すはずが、座標がずれてしまってすまなかった。それでも正しく渡ってこられたようで何よりだ。ここは紛れもなく13ある共造世界の一つ、第一世界。住民にその認識があるかどうかは別としてね。そして私は水晶港、そう呼ばれている。この先にあるクリスタリウムという町の管理者にしてあなた方を召喚したものでもある。
Do you have any idea how much trouble you've caused?
その点については本当に申し訳がない。ただこちらにも差し引きならない事情があったのだ。どうか順を追って説明させてほしい。まずは一つ、あなたに知ってもらいたいことがある。ここ第一世界は光によって滅びようとしている世界だ。こちらの時間において100年前に光の反乱という大災害が発生。世界は9割以上の土地を失った。わずかに生き残った人類も光の反乱が作り出した化け物によって絶滅の危機にさらされ続けている。その化け物こそが罪食い。あなたが先ほど見たのもそのうちの一体だ。私はこの地を罪食いから救うべく世界と世界をつなぐ術を習得し、最強の英雄を召喚したのだ。そしてそれはあなた方の世界、原初世界を救うことにもつながるのだが、大切な客人をこんな場所に立たせておくのも気が引ける。話の続きはクリスタリウムでしよ
う。Well, we're here now, so we gotta play with the what's it saying? You gotta play with the cards that you're dealt. Now this place, you know how each sea state has a night and day and night theme? I love this place's night thing. Cool. Just look at all this.
驚いたのはその活気だ。滅びの世界にありながら生きるために作られた都市。人々は希望を込めて石を積み、死に絶えてたまるかと町そのもので訴えていた。ここで出会う多くの者がいずれ冒険者を遥か遠くへと導いていくのだろう。
All right. And here we are. Welcome, my friend, to the Crystarium. Now, a full and frank discussion in the privacy of my study would seem to be in order. But I think our conversation would be more meaningful were you to first gain a firmer grasp of the situation here. To that end, I'd like you to visit a few of the Crystarium's civic leaders and glean something of this world and its predicament. As you can see, the path will take you directly to the Aetherite, convenience with which I am sure you are only too familiar. Being the rightful object of my summoning spell, you should in theory be able to reach all the way back along your etheric trail and find a connection to the source. Believe it or not, I strongly suggest you complete this attunement before venturing further. After you've done so, walk up the steps next to the Aetherite and head out to the left to arrive at the crystalline mean. This is where you'll find our collective of crafters and gatherers, as well as their spokesperson, Catless. One of the people I would like you to meet. Another is Morin. To reach him in his cabinet of curiosity, you'll want to avoid the aforementioned steps and take the exit on the left, and simply continue straight along and down until you come to large doors at the end of the path. My audio's like crackling again. The third and final person I would like you to meet is Baragi. Alright. In seeking out each of my colleagues, you will visit the major districts of the city and hopefully gain a feel of the place. I trust my directions were simple enough. Crystal clear. Ha, very good. I concede. The layout of the Crystarium is more historic necessity than planning, but I'm sure you'll learn what twists and turns before long. In all honesty, the true challenge may be in finding the right way to approach its citizens. As you discovered during your encounter with the captain, the people of the city are unaware of the existence of other stars and will struggle to accept the truth of your origin. That being the case, when they ask whence you hail, as they inevitably will, I suggest you claim to share homeland with the Crystal Exarch. There is an unspoken rule here about peering too deeply into that particular mystery. When you finish making the rounds, pray meet me in the large courtyard at the center of town. Until then... Alright. Nice. So we got a whole big area to explore. Which means we have a new set of Ethernet shards to hunt down. The question is, I wonder what happens if you leave this area. I wonder how you even get back. Of course, before tuning, and of course, by focusing your senses, you detect the flow of vastly distinct currents of ether. Your connection to these energies is faint but stable. Should allow your teleportation to etherites in the source. I'm assuming he did. Maybe I'm assuming if you don't tune root, you won't be able to. That's what I'm assuming, at least. Before I talk to Baragi, let's get the shards out of the way. So, with this expansion, and probably other expansions going forward, job quests. Job quests aren't a thing, at least not in this expansion, and I don't think they aren't going to be a thing anymore. There's only one job quest for each class in this expansion. That's when you hit level 80. So, how else will you learn new? How else will you progress with your quote-unquote job? This expansion introduced something called role quests, and each role has a quest line that you need to follow, and that you actually need to complete before you're able to actually finish the story. So, with that being said, since each role has its own quest line, here's how it works out. All DPS have their own quest line, all tanks have their quest line, all healers have their quest line. It's the same quest line for each one. So if you have like a tank and a paladin, and you complete it all on the tank, you don't have to do, if you complete it on the paladin, you don't have to do it on any other tank, because you've already completed the tank storyline. If that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. So like for instance, if I had Scholar or Astrologian, and I completed them all on here as a white mage, I don't have to do them again as Scholar or Astrologian. Wait, wasn't there neither? Wasn't there something? That's over there. Duh. And this expansion has probably one of the best raid sets, both for the 8-man high end and the Alliance raid. This should be the last one. No? Okay, so I missed one. Oh, the pendants. This one over there. It's one of those two, I think. I think it might have been the pendants. Yeah. Oh no, I got the pendants. So which one am I missing then? Oh, down there. Cabinet of Curiosity. Alright, and since this is the last one we're going to, let's just start with the Cabinet of Curiosity guy down here. Look at there we go. And just like the last expansions, you got ether currents to hunt down too. Excuse me, miss. You recently come to the city, perchance? I'm quite familiar with the civic roles you see, and, well... What I mean to ask is, have you brought any books with you? A rumpled scroll even? A scrap of scribbled on parchment? No. My obsession. Literature is something of an obsession of mine, as well as a profession. Librarian Morin at your service, and this humble collection is known as a Cabinet of Curiosity. As your powers of perception have likely informed you, my colleagues and I were responsible for curating all manner of tomes, documents, and other vehicles for the written word. As horrific as the loss of life and land wrought by the flood unquestionably was, the damage to recorded knowledge was no less catastrophic. We few do all we can to preserve what wisdom survived. But tell me, what brings you to the cabinet today? Looking for any title in particular? May I have a spot of academic research? Oh, so you've been interested in modern history? Splendid! A thorough review of recent events can often yield more novel perspectives, I quite agree. If you would prefer something with a visual to accompany the account, then I think I can fetch an illustrated history book for children somewhere. Just a moment and I'll fetch it for you. I'm not a child. And here we are. Would you like to pull up a chair? Make yourself more comfortable? On with the lesson then. A 100 years ago, or near enough not to matter, villains known as the Warriors of Light slew the Shadowkeeper, the Steward of Darkness. In the wake of this tainted deed, light began to pour into the world as if from unseen cracks. It pooled and swelled without cease until the day when an enormous blinding wave rose up and swept across our star. We called this calamity the Flood of Light. Everything it touched was leached of life and vigor, leaving naught behind but a luminous wasteland. Yet, just when it seems all would be lost, a savior appeared before us, the Oracle of Light. She stood twixt us and approaching doom, and by her power did she stay the flood. Thus was Norvron, and Norvron alone spared the fate of erasure. Ugh. Tragedy would, however, arrive in another form. From the blasted emptiness descended horrors of strange and terrible aspect to bedevil the few folk who survived. These sin-eaters were light incarnate, and their fulgent at present stole the night from Norvron's sky. Even now they circle the remaining passions of civilization, ever on the hunt for us, ever hungering for our flesh. Great. This place sucks. Can I go back? And thus did the world become what it is. Should you ever wish to hear the tale again, I should be glad to retell it for you. Or would you rather I speak for other matters? That too would be my pleasure. I should be glad of the company. Alright. Man, this place sucks already. Can I go back to the source? Alright. Crystalline mean. Rare to see a place so well stocked with goods, isn't it? But not here. I'm going to get you new to our fair city. For its worth, you chose to find sanctuary. The XR can throw up a barrier if the city is knocking, so it's a damn sight safer here than it is out there. Safer and more civilized too, thanks to us in the main. We work together to procure materials and resources and craft the goods which make the city life possible. This is the place to visit if you need a coat mended or for kettle forged. Just don't go thinking it'll all be handed to you on a plate like those Ilmoran layabouts. Here in the Crystarian, we work for a living. Well, though I see you're no stranger to honest labor, you don't have that whiff of indolence about you like some folk I've met. Still, I can't help pin down your profession. Where is it you're from? One of the X-Arts countrymen, you say? I see. Well then, I'll work twice as hard to make you feel welcome. Our city wouldn't even exist if it weren't for him, and any friend of his is a friend of ours. It's really quite incredible when you think about it. They say his grand magic summoned the Crystal Tower into existence, pulled the entire thing out of thin air. It wasn't long before droves of refugees began congregating around its base, desperate for shelter after losing their homes to the flood. And that's how the Crystarian began. As at the XR's invitation, buildings started going up, and with the help of some curious relics brought forth from the tower, the place will gradually expand into the thriving metropolis you see today. The city stood here for decades now, yet the eldest among us swear the XR looks exactly the same as he did back then. He is indeed a man of many mysteries, but for all his secrecy, he has never let us down. So, if he and you wish to remain silent about your shared homeland, then the folk here will respect your wish for privacy. I am, however, more than a little curious to see any crafting talent you might be hiding. If you have ought to contribute on that front, be sure to come back and visit once you've had the chance to settle in. Just ask for Catless and I'll find you a niche here in the crystalline mean. You can help us keep the cogs of the city greased and turning. Now, this is where you go for crafting and gatherers. Yeah, I don't have that. So, moving on. Maybe sometime in the future, maybe sometime by Endwalker, I'll have more classes and professions unlocked. Who knows? I probably will, honestly, because there's a 6-month wait, and there's really not much to do on my main at this point. Well, besides anything new that might be coming in story patches. New to the city, friend. The spinning head and wide eyes give you away. Welcome. My name is Broggy. I'm the master of these markets. They gave the district another official title, but I'm not in the habit of using it. Too florid by half. In any case, our merchants stock a range of equipment for drawn, such as yourself, so finding something in your size shouldn't be a problem. I'm sorry, did you say drawn? Something wrong? Ooh. Let's see if we can straighten this out. See those two in front of us? The shorter one is a hume. The taller one is an elf. That sturdy individual over there is a Galgant. Whilst the one with the horns is a drawn, like you. And then you have the large, scaly chaps with long tails and a knack for raising livestock. Those would be the Zun. Or the Zun. I'm going with Zun. Which is apparently not the name you know them by. Now I'm curious to know which far-flung region you hail from. Ah, the same as Exarch, eh? Well, that explains it. You don't get much far-flung than that. We've had a few of your lot pass through in recent years, and despite their obvious learning, they flounder over the simplest things. But not to worry. Should you find yourself confused by the local language or customs, I'll be here to answer your questions. Alright. This place is weird. So that guy must be referring to the other scions that came bumbling through here. Well, how did you fare? Did my colleagues help you form a clearer picture of this world and its people? Kind of? Why these items? Yes, it seems you were treated to a most thorough introduction. I understand it was something of a chore, but twas necessary that you grasp these things before we proceed. As for the Crystal Tower's origin, you may have noted that detail was sparse. The structure is, in fact, the self-same one you know from the source, transported into the first in its entirety. It was my first attempt at breaching the boundaries between worlds, something of a trial and run for your eventual crossing. And although I do not know which era it tore it from, I do know that its arrival served to set the wheels of fate in motion. Oh shit. I didn't mean to do that. God damn it! I pressed the wrong button! So I'm getting like gear. What is this gear? What is this? Boop. More gear I can sell! Boop! Give me all the gear! You've done as well as I requested and learned something of the world in which you find yourself. Now it's time I fulfilled my half of the bark and explain what has befallen your comrades. That is a conversation I'd rather have in the privacy of my quarters. However, I must go on ahead of the town and organize a few things, but I shall see that the guard knows to admit you. Just like that. Then Grahatia is... Ooh. I'm not familiar with that name. Is there something I should know? Extraordinary tale, but I'm afraid I found no such individual residing in the tower, but when it passed into my care, mayhap we can revisit that mystery another time. For now, I think it's best that we focus on the present. Weird. Alright. I remember that guy. Greetings, madam. The exarch waits. Why am I talking about this? This is not the Crystal Tower that I know.
Yokoso, 私の執務室、星見の前。ここならば、周りを気にせず話ができるだろう。あなたに話さなければならないことは多いが、そのどれもが、私以外の第一世界の民は知り得ない秘密。そこだけご了承願いたい。では早速だが、暁の血盟の者たちの行方について伝えよう。結論から言えば、彼らはこちらに来ている。が、最近来たというわけではない。原初世界と共造世界では、時間の流れにズレがあるのだ。原初世界の1時間が、第一世界の1年に相当する時もあるし、その逆もあり得る。ズレ具合は不定で予測さえできない。
Great.
もっともここ最近はズレが少なくなる傾向にある。当面はこの点について心配する必要もないだろう。しかしあなたの仲間については。
Jeez.
サンクレットはこちらに来て5年、ヤシトラとウリエンジェは3年、直近のアルフィノとアリゼーですらもう1年近く第一世界で過ごしているのだ。
God, the time is all over the place.
私はもともとあなただけを呼ぶつもりだったのだが、 世界をまたぐ召喚術はとても難しく、あなたと近しい彼らを招いてしまった。想定外の不完全な召喚によって彼らは今見えて触れられる幽霊というような状態だ。あなたはある程度自由に2つの世界を行き来できるが、彼らは自力で帰ることもできない。
Oh, that's nice. Then find a way to send them back.
当初は私も含め彼らを帰還させる方法を最優先で探していたのだ。しかしそれが難航したのに加え、ウリエンジェが召喚される際に通った次元の狭間である光景を見たと告白したことで事情が変わった。
What vision?
次元の狭間では空間も時もあらゆるものが混在する。彼がそこで見たのは未来だ。それは原初世界と第一世界が統合されるという未来。それと同時に原初世界で発生する第八霊災によって多くの犠牲者が出るということ。そしてその犠牲者の中に暁の英雄あなたも含まれていたというのだ。
Oh.
事態を重く見た彼らは第一世界側から世界の統合を防ぐことができないかと検討し始めた。魂は原初世界にあらずとも、彼らはかの世界とあなたのために戦い続けていたのだ。結果分かったのが第一世界を脅かしている積み食いの脅威。これを打破することができれば世界の統合を、霊災を防げるかもしれないということだ。その原理については私が今語ったとて到底信じられるものではないだろう。まずは各地で活動している仲間と再会し、彼らから話を聞いてみるといい。当然再会の手助けは惜しまないし、共に戦ってくれるかを決めるのもその後で構わない。彼らを元の世界に帰還させる方法についてもいつか必ず私が突き止めよう。だから今は少しだけでいい。信じてみてはくれないか。
I mean, it's not much we have a choice. I'll see that you keep that promise.
ありがとう。信用を裏切ることのないよう全力を尽くすよ。さて、そうと決まれば仲間に会いに行くために旅の支度を整えてもらわなければ。世界を移動したことで体に負担もかかっているだろう。あなたの部屋を用意させるから休息も取るといい。案内しよう。
All right. The Crystarium boasts a number of residential districts, and I have been informed that a room that has become available at Dependence, which as it turns out is perfect. Our path there is to take us past the markets, and I was hoping to give you my own introduction to their wares. Come along.
改めてここがクリスタリウムの商いの中心、ムジカユニバーサリスだ。旅の支度をするときにはぜひ利用してほしい。ああ、金銭については心配無用だ。あなたが所持しているギル効果も使うことができるだろう。こちらでも光の反乱以前は大国が発行する通貨が流通していたのだが、反乱以後は混迷を極めてね。結局硬貨の金属としての価値を価格とするシンプルな方法に落ち着いたのだ。この町ではクリスタルタワー内部から発見されたアラグという文明の貨幣を参考にして価格の単位をギルと定めた。そしてその単位は私たちの商いとともに各地へと広まっている。ヤシュトラ曰く原初世界で使われている硬貨はこちらでもほぼ同価値のギルになるそうだ。他にも島内部から発見された品は私たちの生活を大いに支えてくれている。あなたにも馴染みのものがあるかもしれないな。
Tombstones. Huh.
しかし全てをこちらで調達し直すのは手間か。原初世界と物のやり取りができた方が。アバンケールムシン。
もちろんだわ。今日はどんなに楽しいご用事かしら。
Oh, it's a fairy or a pixie.
やあ、フェオウル。お前を一番優れたピクシーと見込んで頼みがある。彼女は遥か遠くから来た私の友人だ。その故郷と身のやり取りをしたいと思っているのだが、お前の力を借りることはできるだろうか。
まあ、あなた世界の境目の向こう側から来た人ね。そんな面白いことってある？勇敢で無謀、私たちの持たない心でできているのだわ。
I mean, it's not like we had any other choice in the matter.
いいでしょう。私と契約したのならきっと力になってあげるわ。ねえあなた、世界の境目を渡ってくるときに服や爪を落としてはいない？バッチリ。つまりあなたのものはあなたと同じに境目を渡ってこられるのだわ。だから今より私はあなたのイスネフィッシュ、あなたは私のスネーク。二つの間に継ぎ目はないのよ。さあ手をかざして。
But you sure about this? Alright then.
「それなら向こうであなたを待っている者にひとまずの無事と状況を伝えてはどうだろうか。
You know what? I think Tataru would like to have the message more. So let's send it off to Tataru.
受けたまわったのだわ。それじゃちょっと行ってくるわね。
あれはピクシー族という魔法生物に近しい種族なんだ。普通はなかなか人の町に現れないものだが、中でも好奇心旺盛な彼女はクリスタリウムを気に入ってくれたようでね。さて、次こそあなたの部屋に案内しよ
う。Well then. As a result of your pack of fail, you now have access to delivery moogles, market boards, and summoning bells, while in the first. There you are. I was just finalizing the matter of your accommodation. You'll have a private room here at the Pendants for the duration of our stay. So make use of it as you see fit. When you're ready to retire, the manager will show you your lodgings. Pray rest and recuperate, and we shall reconvene the ocular anon. I believe that covers all the practical concerns. Thank you for answering my call, Cecila. We are denied the accompanying a blanket of night, and may peaceful dreams attend you nonetheless. Great. Alright. Show me this room. Better be like 5-star. I better be a 5-star room. Ooh. Ooh, look at this place. Look at this. Okay, this is definitely 5 stars. Nice and spacious. Ardbert, my buddy!
お前は原初世界の光の戦士。どうしてここに？
The warrior darkness?
俺の声が聞こえてるのか？嘘だろ、こんなことって。闇の戦士。確かにそっちの世界ではそう名乗っていたな。俺の正しい名前はアルバート。原初世界で使っていた偽名とも発音はほぼ同じだ。
The hell happened to you?
かつて俺と仲間たちはこの世界に光の反乱が起きる原因を作ってしまった。このまま全て無にされるくらいなら、そう思ってアシエンに導かれて原初世界に渡り、世界統合を後押ししようとしたんだ。そしてお前たちに敗れた。だが光の巫女ミンフィリアとの出会いがあって、俺たちの魂はこちらの世界に帰還したんだ。
What happened after that?
戻ったのは光の反乱がちょうどノルブラントを飲み込まんとした時だ。ミンフィリアと仲間たちの魂はそれを防ぐために力を使い消えたよ。俺だけを残してな。なあ、今はいつだ？光の反乱からどれだけ時が経った？ 100年。そうか、そんなにも。
Oh.
俺はもう何に触れることもできない。この姿は誰にも見えず、どれだけ叫ぼうと声が届くことはない。たださまようことしかできない亡霊なんだよ。長い間歩き続けた気もするが、いつしか自分の形も見失って意識も曖昧になっていた。それがさっき急に目が冴え始めたんだ。何かに惹かれる感覚があって、気がつけばここにいた。お前はなぜ俺が見える？そもそもどうしてここにいるんだ？第一世界を救うためにお前が呼ばれたわけか。バカだな。世界は決して救われないし、世界を救おうとする奴はもっと救われない。少なくとも俺はもうさまよっているうちに戦っていた理由さえ忘れたよ。だがこうしてお前と巡り合ったのも、お前にだけ俺が見えるのも、理屈はわからないが意味のあることかもしれない。俺は俺が残された意味を知りたい。今度こそ旅を終わりにしたいんだ。お前の戦いをしばらく見物させてもらう。せいぜい気をつけろよ。この世界はもう英雄の居場所じゃないんだ。
Oh man, that's pretty grim. Huh. All right. The Saul Gate. Dossel Gate, not the Saul.
Hey, 部屋の具合はどうだった？少しは休めただろうか？
I did. Well enough, thank you.
それは良かった。もし何か不備があったら遠慮なく言ってくれ。さて、それでは早速暁の仲間たちの現在地を説明しよ
That's what's up in the
光の
world?
反乱を
Holy
逃れて
shit.
残っている地域ノルブラントの暫定地図だ。この辺りがクリスタリウムのあるレイクランドと呼ばれる一帯。北には妖精郷イルメグ、ここにはウリエンジェが滞在している。東には古くに栄えたラケティカ大森林、ヤシトラが拠点にしている場所だ。しかしこれらの地域は侵入に少々準備がいる。まずはクリスタリウムから飛行銃で直行できる土地にいるアルフィノ、アリゼーと再会をすべきだろう。アルフィノがいるのは西の海に浮かぶコルシア島だ。ここには鬼人や富豪が集う大都市ユールモアがある。彼は世界を救う足がかりとしてまず人を知り人脈を得ることを選んだのさ。今は当地で情報収集に当たっていると聞く。一方アリゼーがいるのは南に広がる乾いた地アムアレーンだ。ここは光の反乱によって一切の無になってしまった大地との境目、人が存在できる限界域であり、積み食いとの戦いも多い。アリゼーは兄と異なり、まず敵を知るべきだと言ってね。己の鍛錬も兼ねてかの地で用心棒をしているらしい。
Alright.
アルフィノのいるコルシア島とアリゼーのいるアムアレーン、訪ねるのはどちらが先でも構わない。行きたい方が決まり次第声をかけてくれればすぐに移動の手配をしよう。ああ、サンクレットについてはそうだな、ある人物と共に流しの積み食いハンターをやっているというところだ。すぐに再会するのは難しいが、時が来れば必ず巡り会えるだろう。
Alright. We gotta select the path. We gotta go Alpha Node or go for Alize. But this is a good place to stop. So when we come back, we will make a decision which path we're going to choose. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next part. Later.